Hello my friends, it's Simone, and I guess I am filming this video for the second time now. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you are here. I am going to film my February flip through and update you on how planning with the Jibun days in B6slim was going in February. I have the planner in a cover from Yayi of Eberhard Studio, and she made this cover for me with the way that I wanted it. I love it. I love the way it looks used. This natural pocket is probably not the best for me because you can already see the pen stains. I am not babying my covers at all, so I toss it in my bag. I leave it laying around. I put it everywhere when I take it out of the house, and that's just how life is for my planner covers, and this is working really nicely. In the front of the pocket here, I have a Hobonichi stencil that I mainly have for this checkbox because I love neat and tidy checkboxes. And then I have a meatball washi strip here because I really want to use more of that. I have a whole roll and this fits perfectly on the top of the pages. I'll show you when I get to it. I have used them in my planner. And so I want to remind myself to use them more. I have in this folio, there's no elastics in here. There's just two pockets here where I can slip in my books. I have three. I have the main book, which is the Jibun Days, the first part of the book. And then I have in the back, I have this cut down Hobonichi supplement notebook that I cut down to fit here. And then I also have this Travel's notebook insert that I, interestingly enough, found at Daiso. Super cheap, but the paper quality is really nice. It's very smooth and slick paper. It was a standard size that I cut down to B6 slim. Since I am only using a Uni Jetstream in my planner, which is if I'm not mistaken, it's a hybrid between a ballpoint and a gel pen ink. It is water resistant, waterproof, I'm not sure. It works really great for all of my planning purposes. It writes, it doesn't smear, it's dry in an instant, and it writes on almost all surfaces. Like this has been written with this pen. So I love this for its convenience, and the line width is perfect for me. It is a 3-color pen, which I sometimes use to code my notes. Yeah, that's what I use in here, and it works really, really well. This is the paper layout, so I cut it down so that the bottom of the notebook would be cut off, so I could have this here for easy titles. I use this as a companion notebook to the Jibun Days for extra notes, and mostly I keep what you would probably call collections in a bullet journal. I like having it separate from the actual planner because I often have collections that last longer than just a year, or for this is just a 6-month book, longer than 6 months. I don't actually think there is any, well, okay, I'm lying, 3 note pages, so this book alone wouldn't work if you wanted to have more collections. There are some empty lists in here, but again, not enough probably that would get me through 6 months of a year. In here, the first page is a table of content. I have several different lists in here. My cleaning tracker list. This is the weeks of the year, the week number, and this is all the things that I do and keep track of on a regular basis. However, I am not really good at checking this list and determining what I need to clean again, like maybe decalcify the coffee maker or stuff like that. I need to get better at actually doing that, but I'm keeping track of the things that I do. Here, I use these, let me show you one that isn't used. I use these Coffee Monsters stickers. They are freebies on the Coffee Monsters Facebook page. I made stickers from them, and I'm using those as my spending tracker, which works really well. Because I didn't know if it would work, I only put in January and February, and then I kept on, instead of skipping 12 pages and then move on and work with the rest of the book, I just put, because it's a bullet journal, because it has numbered pages, it doesn't need to be all 12 months of the year in a row, because, you know, if I want to get to my March spending, I look into my table of contents. I find March spending is on page 15, and that's where I would find that list. So here I have notes, to-do lists, ideas. What goes here is stuff that I have on my daily pages that is not necessarily time sensitive, but that I do want to remember. And when I mark a page as processed, then the task, the idea, the thing that is on there that is not done, doesn't have a due date, that I just want to keep in mind, goes here, because my brain cannot keep all of those things. So I put them here to go back and process at a later date, and then I decide, is it a project? Is it something I want to do? Is it a cleaning task that I need to get to by a certain date? Blah, blah, blah. That's where these things go. I used this for projects that I wanted, the next steps that I wanted to work on. I have a list for sustainable products, a package or shipping list. When I'm expecting a package, I would put it here. That I do that very often when there is multiple packages that I need to keep track of. If there is one random package once a month, I usually don't put it there. But it's nice to have it just in case there is another week where I'm waiting on several items. This is my bread log, where I write or keep tally of the different breads that I make from the book Bread, Toast, Crumbs, which is awesome. I love it. My kids eat so much bread since I started making that. I took a bit of a break the last 2 weeks because I just couldn't keep up with it. But yeah, if you haven't tried this, I highly recommend getting it from the library if they have it, and just trying some of the recipes in here. So I have my sticker for March and April for my spending tracker, and then I was going to have this as my YouTube planner ideas note part of the book, but that didn't work out. I moved somewhere else, and I'm just gonna, when I'm done with these pages, I'm just gonna skip over and continue on. There's so many pages in this notebook. It doesn't really matter if I have 3 pages that are basically not usable. I need to take a sip of water. So this is the main book. I have a pocket in the front. This one I also purchased at Daiso. And then these are the Midori clips. I will link them down below. I purchased mine from Desk Gems, but I heard they have them at Jet Pens. They are often out of stock, and I wanted them now, and so I placed an order with Desk Gems. I use these clear stickers to mark birthdays in the monthly overview. Same here, but since these are cuter, these aren't being used at the moment. And then I have another one of those pockets that you could stick somewhere. I just haven't stuck it anywhere yet because I am using this to, easily transfer from wherever I want it. And these are more of the meatball washi tapes that I want to use just because they're cute and because I own them. Then the yearly overview I am not using. I was going to use this, but currently I don't see a benefit of this. I can easily look into my digital planner where it's even more up to date. So I guess I'm just not using that. And then I have these lists I am not currently referring to. February is often a month where I just need to get through, and I'm not using this more than I need to. This 100 wishes list is where I try to write all the things down that I would love to have because I feel like I need them after seeing them somewhere on social media. But they might just be things that I fear I'm missing out of. But yeah, so I put them here because I thought, or the idea was, the thought behind this was to see how much I could have just randomly spent and maybe regretted later because I just was in the spur of a moment idea. And yeah, maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not, I don't know. I haven't really added anything in February besides these MDA5 notebooks. This is my actual from the bottom of my heart wish list. And then here is a separate list. These are both wish lists. This is a special fountain pen wish list. And then I have a declutter list right here. And then a list of things I really would love to learn. So here is a look at my February spread. I decorated it a little bit with washi. I added this vinyl that I cut myself. Here is my tracker, and the difference that is probably most visible is that I added my work hours with the ballpoint pen and highlighted it, and it stood out so much that it just was way too overwhelming. So I decided that for February, and I have been doing that in March as well, I would use what is that? Click, 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 mechanical pencil to write in my work hours, and it's much more pleasing to the eye. I use these rectangles with a highlighter to mark when there is a day that I am actually off. These two were the days that I did not have to, that my kids weren't home for March. That is not true. These they're not here, but they are here. So we'll see. My tracker, in January, I would probably track almost daily. So the next day I would cross off whatever I did the day before. In February, I already started to notice me slacking off that. I would probably track or update this list every third day, depending on how often I opened it. I don't know if this is if January was so successful because it's the first month of the year and I'm using a new planner and I want to be successful with this planner and I want to make it work, or if February is just the slug month where I can't be bothered to do anything beyond surviving. We'll see. The March doesn't really prove to be any different. It's Thursday the 3rd. The 3rd, I have not even updated this. We'll see how that goes. I will let you know at the end of March. So then from the monthlies, we go right into the monthly goals page that I tried to use like this in January, and it did not really work that well. In February, I decided to use it as a Instagram planner, kind of. I know that this is definitely not something that is necessary. I love to have themes for every day, and if you follow me on Instagram, you can go and check. I really try to do something related to these topics on each of those days. I don't know why I think that way. I don't know why I'm wired that way. It just gives me peace of mind. And so why shouldn't I do that? And then I made lists for those where, like on Fridays, I show the next picture in next cluster, the next photo of my creative journal that I haven't shared yet. Don't really need a list, but maybe for fountain pen, I take various different photos that relate to fountain pen. So I put that under the fountain pen topic so that I can know which photos I planned on using there. And that's what I'm going to do for March as well. Right here. And then I have used the state stickers from the Happy Daya kit. I have since canceled that kit. I was using the mini kit because I realized that most of the stickers that are on there I don't necessarily use, or well, care for is not the right word, but I don't use these today stickers, for instance, and there's like 5 or 6 on them. So why am I getting those? This definitely was one of those fear of missing out purchases, and I'm ready to move on. I use 2 different highlighters on the daily pages. One, and it doesn't really matter, it's just I switch as I please, and then sometimes I change it for the next month, but sometimes I don't. I haven't changed it yet for March. And I use one color to mark when my kids have activities where they need to be driven to, which is me. And then the other color is for activities that pertain solely to me, where I am not at home. Then I do that. Let me show you a better picture. Where is one of those days where there's more than just one? Like here I was not working, but I had several appointments. This is me, this is me, this is my child, but I was with him. And then here, if some of the activities overlap, I put one on this side and one on that side, and that works really well because usually I don't have any overlapping things happening in the mornings, but in the afternoons. And so I add my to-do list in the top left corner, just how it is laid out. And then sometimes, for instance, on that day, February 1st was my birthday, I filmed a birthday vlog, and when I have a lot of time, I will maybe make another list to determine what order I will do the to-dos on my list, if that makes sense. And then afternoons is this. So I do usually have a sticky note for my Instagram plan for that week, and then I just go through here. Often I use whatever pen I have at hand. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 different pens. That doesn't bother me one bit. I will cross off things and check them off and cross them off when they're done. At the end of each week, when I'm going through my weekly to-do list, I will use this star to mark that the day the page has been processed, and everything that is on there should either be done or moved to a different list. Every Sunday, I use the Sundays for to-do list on the top and then a weekly to-do list right in the middle of the page. I often create some kind of cluster so that it stands out a bit, and then I put whatever I need to do that week right here, and then I can refer back and move those tasks randomly throughout the week. When I know that I have to do a certain task on the Tuesday, then yes, of course, it will go on the Tuesday list instead of the weekly list. Then I have another one of those Instagram lists. And that's basically how I use this. There I had an appointment, a video appointment. I took notes on the appointment. I just dropped it on there. Here is something that I tried to make. Didn't work out. It's still in here. Blue is often ideas that I have. So I use any kind of pen for to-do lists and such. But if I use this pen and I am writing down an idea, or I'm writing down something that I did because I don't want to forget, it's usually blue. And then I randomly, so I put those day headers in here. There's another weekly to-do list. I don't know what was happening yeah. So I was out of town for those 2 days. So clearly they're empty. I used to have a lot of problems with empty pages, but currently I don't have them yet. Let's see, maybe because this is my planner and if I don't have anything to do that day, then that's fine. I am not 100% sure. So here I am struggling through the month. You can see that I don't even have a Instagram list for that week. I am usually, and as you can see by crossing off, I am writing down what I need to do, or ideas, things, but most of the things I do, I'm not really, like, I don't use this or haven't used this in February. Most of the time I haven't used this in February to make myself more productive. This was just helping me to survive, and yeah, I mean, if that's what it is, then that's good too. It wasn't I'm struggling for words here. So I would love to use a planner to better myself, to be even more productive, to have to show results, and to maybe even declutter something, to clean and all those things. But if my planner helps me to get and survive, to keep my kids alive, to get all the things to school that need to be at school at a certain time, it's okay too. If that's the only thing that my planner helps me do, it's not necessarily what I would love to do or what I would love for it to do. But yeah, I mean, okay, that's fine. I started sticking down these date washi things and then more of those just because I love them, and why am I not using them? At the end of February, this is again another Sunday, I added another box down here with things that I was waiting on. Maybe I did something, but somebody else needs to get back to me, and I don't want to forget that. That's where this goes. And I think I used this to make it. Let me show you the next one. Right here. Yep. And so let me flip through. This was the vacation week. Again, there's not much happening. And then this is this the current week? Yes, I had stuff on here. And so I decided to just make my list here because it's a completely empty page. I am tabbing the pages that I am tabbing for with these Midori clips are the monthly, the Instagram goals page, which will then move over to here, and then also the weekly to-do list. And so we are in March. Here is my list for Monday. Here is my March Instagram list, and then here is what happened here. I am still pretty much basically mainly surviving. I didn't take out my planner yesterday. Maybe that's the reason why I haven't even crossed anything off. I'm just living and surviving. And yeah, I guess it's getting better when, I don't know when. I hope this is not my forever state, but I have 3 kids doing 2 different kinds of sports. So 2 are in baseball, 2 are in climbing, and so there's a lot of driving in my free time. I work in the mornings, I drive in the afternoons, and then my life is over. So when I have the random 20 minutes or hour, then I often not go in here, which would probably sometimes be like take 5 minutes and brain dump all the to-dos, the things that I want to think of on here. Instead, and 55 minutes in my creative journal, my writing journal, wherever, doing something creative. I usually just spend 1 hour in that creative journal, and that's why this is so empty. But that's where I'm at. These are the pens I use, and this is the checkbox stencil that I use. And yeah, let me know how February went for you. Are you still in the planner that you started out with in the beginning? And all the things. Let's chat. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm caught up on my YouTube comments, so if you leave a comment, chances are that I'll reply pretty soon. I hope to see you soon. Until then, bye.